In a time beyond the echoes of the great battles of the Third Age, ere the green hills of Eryn Lasgalen bore witness to such deeds as sung of by minstrels' tongues, there lay a realm untouched by all but the whispers of ancestry. Herein, amongst the sylvan glades and sun-dappled clearings, Arinor dwelt. Fair of face and keen of sight, the young ranger found solace in the shade of towering oaks, their leaves a tapestry of stories whispered through the ages. In this ordinary world, wherein he made his home, a sense of restiveness lingered like the echo of a spring breeze. Though the tranquility of the woodlands was a balm to many, Arinor's heart sought more than the shadow dance of forest life. Indeed, his spirit hungered for justice and a fate beyond the silence of his days, a yearning drawn perhaps from the lore of the valor, which oft he read in nightly vigils beneath the stars. Yet, as it is told in tales of old, the deeds that may reshape the world do not remain hidden long. One duskin eve, as the moon waxed pale and round, Arinor chanced upon an ancient relic, shrouded by time's graven hand. A map, wrought in runes older than the stones of Erebor. It spoke of a relic lost to legend, the Ember Stone, and with its revelation, the call to adventure sounded in his heart as stern as any old song. Though fraught with foreboding and danger untold, the map drew him ever onward. For the stirring in the deep places of the misty mountains, rumbling spoke of a darkness seeking not yet ne'er dead ruin, compelled him to seek allies in a quest that now lay before him, to thwart the rise of evil once scattered but now gathering strength anew. Arinor's first steps were hesitant as he considered all that he might leave behind. Friends and kin pondered his quiet tomorrows, the life that might drift away upon the winds of fate. Yet more would weigh upon him as he refused, for a time, his impending path, grappling with the dread that came of setting forth to lands known only in lore and dream. But in each passing moment, his mind was plagued by omens of a shadowy force clawing its way from the shadows to smother the lands in its creeping embrace. It was then that he chanced upon Lirael, veiled in mist and moonlight, a scholar from the elven realms who bore the might of ancient intelligence and tales oft forgotten by those who dwell elvenkind. As a mentor, she offered words seasoned with wisdom, potent reminders of duty to kin and kith alike. Her tongue wove songs that spoke not only to Arinor's ears, but to his spirit. With gifts of runes and knowledge from times of yore, she laid the tools before him, a sentinel guiding him to the threshold of his own resolution. Thus heartened, Arinor knew the moment had come to cross into the unknown, leaving behind the woods he loved, stepping forth with purpose renewed. This crossing of the threshold marked the beginning of his tale in earnest, an adventure laid before him, fraught with peril and hope alike. The map, now clasped with surety, would set him upon paths unseen. Through Mirkwood's tangled boughs and shadowed vales, the road unraveled. His fellowship grew as one by one they were drawn to this quest of dire importance. Dwarves, elves, and hobbits alike would stand at his side, each with paths that converged not by mere chance or whim, but by the manifold designs of fate. So with purpose set and fellowship forged, Arinor readied for the journey ahead. With Lirael, Durgan, and Oswin in tow, he faced the rising tide of darkness that threatened all of Middle-earth. The world, unchanged and eternally changing, awaited the telling of their deeds. Under the canopy of Mirkwood, where the shadows lay thick as woven cloth, the companions journeyed. Through tangled thickets and over roots gnarled and ancient, they made their way with care. The path ahead shimmered with an ethereal glow, cast by the faint luminescence of the elves' lanterns. Arinor, ever watchful, led this intrepid band, bolstered by the counsel of Lirael, keeper of lore and wisdom. 'Twas a perilous march, for within these woodlands lay whisperings of disquiet. Wolves roamed, and creatures fey and fair cast wary eyes upon those who steered away from harm's path. Yet, amidst the rustle of leaves and the call of night's creatures, Arinor found solace, a remembrance of tales hewn from the very marrow of the woods. Each step felt less the tread of wanderers and more of a harmony with the ages old, an accord with earth and sky as had been the way of rangers. In time, as the sun dipped below a horizon rent with farewell hues, the fellowship reached a glade of wondrous beauty. Herbage thick and bright lay beneath their feet. Flowers danced in moonlit breezes, and the tree's whisper was but a gentle lullaby. There they made camp, settling around a fire that crackled with warmth and light. a beacon amidst the darkened wood. As the stars unfurled in nocturnal splendor, a tale was told by Oswin, the hobbit, whose heart held a merry lilt despite the road that lay before them. In years long past, Oswin began, his voice a thread of history among new-wrought friends. There was said to be a beast that guarded treasures deep in these woods, a dragon, by accounts both wild and solemn, though its truth is to be pondered. Laughter rippled among the company, though a keen edge lay beneath, tempered by the firelit night. Durgan, stout and resolute, stroked his beard of iron gray, a dwarf who had seen the world's marvels, the heights of Erebor's peaks above and the mine shafts below, and regarded all with a knowing eye. "Aye, tales of dragons I have heard, friend Oswin, and their scales are off the bane of men and dwarves alike," he rumbled, his voice like granite worn by the winds. Lirael, serene as moonlight upon water, cast her gaze toward Arinor. She knew well that shadows linger longer in the hearts of men when quests lay upon them, steepled high with portent. "Fear not the legends, but learn from them," she uttered, words laced with elven grace and depth. "It is oft the story untold that bears the key to the hearts of fearsome beasts." Thus did Arinor, steeling himself against misgivings of dragon woe and quests unkind, ponder his fate. Ere long the whispering woods carried tales anew, a clue, perchance, to allies unseen. A route dimly marked upon the olden map, a line speckled with starlit runes, beckoned them to seek further wisdom. So resolved, the fellowship prepared to venture forth with the first blush of dawn. The promise of adventure tinged with danger, and the knowledge that their passage through time-worn tales was truly a prelude to deeper understanding and the redressing of old wrongs. Hope rose with the morning mists, billowing out to greet a world enwrapped in mysteries yet untold. As dawn's first light tenderly kissed the verdant canopy, casting dapples of golden warmth upon the forest floor, the company awoke renewed in purpose. The air was crisp with promise, the world a tapestry of greens and browns threaded with the argent weave of morning mist. Arinor, with eyes keen as a hawk's and heart steady with newfound resolve, led his companions beside him. Thus began the day's march, the wooded path before them entwined with roots thick as ancient tales and rich with the earth's scent. Ever wary of treachery from creatures lurking beyond sight, the fellowship moved with cautious gait. Yet, amidst their silent march, there lingered a hope unspoken, a song not yet sung. As they ventured deeper into the heart of Mirkwood, the road narrowed, the way clouded by secrets and memories old as the stones themselves. Trees towered, their branches reaching heavenward in a silent plea for the sun's grace, their trunks wreathed in moss like cloaks of time eternal. Arinor's fingers brushed the bark, feeling the pulse of the forest, the slow rhythmic drumming that spoke of ancient lives entwined with the earth. In the midst of their journey, the company was halted by a sound unlike any other, a melody drifting as soft as a summer's zephyr, ethereal, tinged with sorrow, yet full of beauty. The source was obscured, veiled by thickets entwined like battlements of green. "What mystery is this?" Oswin pondered aloud, his curiosity piqued, his hobbit heart eager to uncover the world's many wonders. Lirael inclined her head, listening deeply, her elven senses attuned to the delicate symphony. "It is the song of the forest itself, a lament perhaps, or a call to those who wander untouched by time's passage." Drawn by the lure of the music, the company pressed onward, each step resonant with the pulse of destiny. They soon found themselves within a glade unlike any other they had seen, an otherworldly haven bathed in luminous silver, where leaves shimmered like droplets of a moonlit rain. At the heart of this clearing stood a spectral figure, an elf of purest radiance, clad in robes of leaf and sky, who seemed to belong both to the world and beyond it. "Greetings, seeker of paths," she spoke, her voice a choir of whispering breezes and rustling leaves. "I am Ilaria, guardian of this sacred grove, keeper of wisdom long forgotten." Arinor stepped forward, a hand upon his heart, respectful to this apparition of majesty. "Friends, we are, yet but wanderers questing for truth and purpose, seeking knowledge that lies entwined within map and rune. Can you tell of that which we seek?" Ilaria nodded, her eyes deep pools of twilight knowledge. "Your quest holds threads both light and dark, woven together in fate's tapestry. The Ember Stone you seek lies enmeshed within layers of shadows and truth. Yet know this, Only with the light of unity will its power awaken. As she spoke, Ilaria extended her hand, revealing an ancient medallion that glimmered with runic symbols and mystery. Take this, Arinor, for it shall guide you when the path dims and hope falters. Arinor accepted the gift with reverence, feeling its weight both physical and imbued with unseen strength. With a bow guided by gratitude, the company departed the grove, their hearts bolstered by Ilaria's portentous words, their path now interwoven with the promise of the elf's wisdom and guidance. And thus, with footsteps anew and spirits alight with the dawn of enlightenment, the fellowship pressed on, ready for whatever might lurk within the veiled corridors of time and destiny. The world beyond waited, its mysteries unfolding layer by layer, story upon story, thread by thread, into the future's open arm. As the gentle hue of twilight slowly deepened to a canopy bedecked with sparkling jewels, Arinor's fellowship continued their journey through the ancient heart of the forest. They had not traveled far from Ilaria's sacred glade before the air grew heavier, the silence thick as the gnarled roots beneath their feet. Each step seemed to whisper secrets from another age, casting an aura of both expectation and foreboding. 'Twas then that they came upon a narrow dell, where tall grasses waved like the sea neath the breeze, and the night creatures stirred, their watching eyes glinting like eerie stars upon the midnight green. Arinor held up a hand, bidding his fey kin to halt, for instinct thrummed like a bass note in his marrow, that caution be taken in such a place as this. A whisper reached me here, he murmured, gaze fixed forward, like the very words of the earth, speaking of danger and a path hidden to the light of day. Lirael nodded, her senses attuned to the hidden notes of the world. Indeed, Arinor, realms such as Mirkwood guard their secrets jealously, and within their shadows dwell things oft forgotten. Oswin, trusting the wisdom of his companions, gazed into the darkness with a mixture of trepidation and curiosity. Then might not a hobbit's eyes serve us no good here, Arinor? We must trust the paths writ not in maps, but in the heart. Aye, Oswin, Arinor replied, his voice low, for the heart sees what the eye cannot. Through the valley they moved, the moon casting soft beams that painted tales of old upon the land, until upon them fell a presence felt but unseen. Their breaths hung in the cold air, and Durgan's hand moved instinctively to the hilt of his axe, its woven leather grip familiar and comforting. Presently, the undergrowth parted with a rustle not unlike the parting of a theater's curtain. There stood a figure, cloaked in murky greens and browns, blending almost seamlessly with the wood's own tapestry. A ranger much like Arinor, yet with eyes that glimmered like the argent moon. Greetings, son of the wood, the stranger intoned, his voice a low rumble. I am Elendor, warden of the border and keeper of the vale. Arinor lowered his hand, displaying neither threat nor vulnerability. Well met, Elendor. We are wanderers on a quest most grave, seeking truths and paths hidden. Elendor nodded, stepping into the moon's embrace. Our paths cross not by happenstance. Word of your quest reaches even the leaves and branches here. I offer you my aid, for the darkness you resist is one that may soon beset all we hold dear. With nods exchanged, joined was the fellowship by another companion, bolstering their number and adding to the woven strands of their collective destiny. Together they pressed onwards, their footsteps merging into the soft cadence of the forest's own beat. With Elendor as their guide, paths concealed and unseen unfolded, brighter in the minds of those who traveled with him. For ever and anon did nighttime stories repeat, a reminder that they tread upon the threshold of lore, carrying it forth into futures unlived. Thus the journey through the heart of Mirkwood continued, their quest entwined with the soul of the land. Moments stretched and yawned, and nights passed in song and story, binding the fellowship tighter than kin. In their dreams, each one envisioned journeys not yet realized, yet shared alike the burden and hope carried before them. Come morning, they would find upon their path a bridge, old as the bones of the earth, spanning a river that mirrored the sky. Here might lie yet another test, a challenge to be faced as day broke anew. And with this they knew, their quest was but unfolding, the threads of fate weaving ever onward in a tapestry of wonder and art.